The offseason signings roll along for the Worcester Railers as the team continues to gear up for the 2023-24 season. The next player announced to the Railers roster is a right-handed defenseman who hails from Needham, Massachusetts, Michael Higgins. Mike was a 3-year member of the Holy Cross Crusaders right here in Worcester before going overseas and splitting time last season between Slovakia and Finland. Mike, welcome back to Worcester.
Thank you. I'm excited to be back in Worcester this year.
Now, as mentioned, you're new to the Railers, but you're not new to Worcester. You played 3 years for Holy Cross. Talk about your time spent in the city while you were a Crusader.
Yeah, obviously the campus is a little set apart, but I did, got out down to Shrewsbury Street a bunch. A lot of nice restaurants down there. That's where me and the guys would go eat a lot. We played at the DCU my junior year against Northeastern and BC, so that was a pretty cool experience to be able to play there. And yeah, it was pretty cool it's pretty cool to be able to come back to Worcester. I'm very familiar with the area.
So knowing that the Railers were playing at the DCU Center while you were playing there, did it ever cross your mind that maybe you'd get to suit up for the team at some point?
I always thought about it, but when I was in college, I was just focusing on trying to get better there and do as well as I could. And, I didn't know if Worcester would be a possibility once I tried to play professionally, but it's exciting that kind of became a reality now.
So prior to you coming back here to Worcester, you spent a year overseas playing in Slovakia and Finland. Just talk about your time over in Europe last season.
Yeah, it was definitely different. Slovakia is an interesting place. Eastern Europe's a lot different than the United States. It was a good experience overall, I think. I was in Slovakia for about 3 months with the preseason, and I played 9 games, I think, there. It's a really good league, but the organization was just a little unorganized, so I made the move up to Finland. Played for Tuto, which was a really good experience. Everybody in the organization was awesome. It's a younger league, a lot of really good young Finnish players. And Finland was a very nice country to live in.
How do you feel like playing overseas helped to develop your game at all?
It's definitely a different style over there, especially Finland. It's a lot more puck possession. They take their time with the puck, a lot of set breakouts, so you have to kind of adjust. I think defensively, big thing was gap control. Because of all the set breakouts, you kind of have to find your forwards and gap up on them. So that really helped me adjust and get better at gapping up. Was a big thing that I noticed.
So going from talking about how you've been playing recently, we want to help the fans at home get to know a bit more about you. Tell us about how you first got into playing hockey growing up.
Yeah, so I grew up in Needham. My dad played college hockey at St. Anselm back in the 80s, so he was always my coach growing up. Played town hockey and then started getting into select hockey around squirts and peewees. Would always have a rink in my backyard, play with my brother. He was a goalie, actually, so I could shoot on him. That was nice. He played at St. Sebastian's. And then when I was about 13, I got into the level hockey programs, started skating with Joe and Tim. And that's where I really started to develop and get a lot better as a player.
That's perfect. You had a brother who was a goalie growing up. Not many people get to say they have a perfect practice partner right within the family. That's great. Yeah. Growing up, what would you say was one of your favorite hockey memories of all time, both as a player and as a fan?
As a player, probably going up to Quebec. A lot of kids get to have the opportunity to go up there. Getting up to play in that tournament with the Junior Bruins was really cool. As a fan, honestly, probably I got to watch my brother play with St. Sebastian's at Fenway Park. That was a really cool experience. Yeah.
Nice. Now, you're a right-handed defenseman. For the fans at home who want to understand you better as a player, describe your play style for us.
I'd say I'm a two-way defenseman. I like to provide offense. I like to get up in the rush. But I think that comes from, playing good defense first. I like to take care of my own end first. And, make good breakout passes and then join the rush as sort of a second option in the offense off the rush, and get shots through from there.
So you were overseas, as mentioned last season, but you're now coming back to the States. What was your conversation like with head coach and general manager Jordan LaValle-Smotherman when it came time to sign with Worcester?
Yeah, we had a really, really good conversation. He knew that I was obviously familiar with Worcester and that I had played at Holy Cross. He watched some video on me from last year, and we just had a good talk about where he thought I could fit in and how he could help the team. How he wanted to sort of change some things from last year going forward and try to get some more success this year.
Nice. Now, you're going to be playing closer to home, of course, from Needham. You're also going to be playing in the same city we played college hockey in. Just talk about how exciting it is for you to be back in this area where you have so many local roots and connections that are going to be all year round.
Yeah, it's really cool. My parents weren't able to come watch me play last year with, they work and couldn't get the time off. It's a long trip over to Slovakia and Finland. So to get an opportunity to play in front of them and some friends and other family I have in the area, that'll be a really, really special thing for me. Yeah.
All right, Mike. Now, last thing for you here. What are you looking forward to the most this coming season?
I'm just excited for the challenge. I've always kind of wanted to try to get an opportunity to play in the East Coast League, and I'm just looking forward to playing against some really good players and trying to prove myself this year.
All right. Well, there you have it. Mike Higgins, a defenseman signed to the Railers 23-24 roster. Mike, we're excited to have you aboard. And again, welcome back to Worcester.
Thank you. I'm excited to get started.
So there's another signing for the Worcester Railers 23-24 season. We're going to be continuing along with more signings as the weeks and months come along. Be sure to follow along on our social media channels for the Worcester Railers and see them as they roll out.